So this time on Southside of the spectrum, we're going to talk about that initial gut feeling that something's just a little bit different with your child. You can't quite put your finger on it, but something tells you it's not just a phase. So let's get into it.
So as we've mentioned previously, our three children are very different. They have very different needs. So when it came to the early stages in their development, when they were babies, it was very different.
Bear in mind, this is years ago. We're at the stage now where our eldest bub is 9, and the initial suspicion for him came a long time ago. How old was it when he was?
It was around 13 months.
13 months. Because he had some little indicators that we initially saw as sort of neurotypical, like as babies would do, thinking in his rocker he was constantly trying to sway, you know. But the extent to which he did it wasn't normal at all. He'd be quite aggressive. You mentioned before as well, he's broken several travel cots when we used to go away and visit family. Just for the sheer amount of needing to get that stimulation, using his head as well for it, which we've had lots of issues with. He's in a good place now, but initially, obviously with suspicion, that was a little indicator for Bub.
It was, and he did have quite a delayed development from
he didn't hit the markers when he was supposed to.
No.
Bub, Bear was a bit different, he did. In particular, the walking side of things and the being mobile,
yes.
That wasn't hit by him for quite a while. Bear was a different kettle of fish. Obviously, Bear's got the most sort of severe learning difficulties out of our children, but he was hitting the milestones as he should have done as a baby up until the point, was it about 6-7 months?
About 6 months. Then we had a regression.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any kind of indicators at all that he had any sort of delayed development up until around the 6-month age, and then he regressed.
So bear in mind as well, not that I'd have picked it up personally, but I was working away for a large portion of the first year of his life, so I missed out on a lot of this, and I'm still regretting, did I miss signs that I should have picked up on visits home and stuff like that. But it's quite a difficult thing to notice as well, these markers they should be at when we first sort of suspected Bear, what is sort of...
So the signs with Bear was that he regressed in terms of eye contact.
Yeah.
He regressed in vocalising and babbling, and he became quite sort of solitary.
Yeah, because especially he was non-verbal for a while. We didn't think he was going to be talking at all, and that was up until the age of about 6. Yeah, didn't say a word, not a peep.
Whereas now
he will actually give you a minute, you know. He'll talk your ear off with his fascination for movies, or absolutely going to tell you. He'll tell you about films that you don't even know that have been made yet, that are coming out soon. How's he figured this out?
Yeah.
You know. So let's go back to Bop as well.
So
Bop being a little girl as well. Bit more of a challenge with girls having your first suspicion, because they mask quite well, even at a younger age. But I'll let you take that again, because you're better than I am.
So with Bop, I was keeping quite a close eye on her development and to see if there were going to be any autistic signs, purely because of both her siblings and the way that they were. Now, she was meeting all her milestones as expected, and there wasn't any regression, but we did notice it around 13-14 months that she wasn't vocalising as expected for that age.
Yeah, lots of missed eye contact as well, stuff like that.
And she also struggled, she still does tend to struggle with her fine motor skills and her motor skills.
Her balance is terrible even now.
Yeah,
you know.
But that was quite a big indicator early on,
yeah,
that was one of her struggles as well in relation to any learning difficulties and things like that.
So things to watch out for, just be observational. No or limited eye contact from your children. lots of delays in speech or completely non-verbal. There's not ages you should be looking specifically for them to hit these markers at, it's just in general. So a lot of sensory sensitivities, i.e. do they react to loud sounds? Tags in clothing, is it a sensory issue against their skin? Repetitive behaviours, do they like to line up their toys? Do they put it in like colour coordination? Things you don't expect of a child of that age to be doing. Have they got intense fixations or routines that they have to follow? Is there a lack of pretend play, i.e. they can't really utilise their imagination to sort of get that need of play? And are they regressing skills that they've already acquired? You know, are they going backwards? That's another key indicator you need to look out for, that are good indicators of autism.
Yeah.
Or along those lines of the spectrum for other things. So just to talk about what it felt like, just more from a dad's perspective in this, if you will. When we first sort of got the initial confirmation of Bub in particular, because I think Bub's came along first, didn't it? His confirmation that he was autistic.
Diagnosis.
Yeah, I didn't handle it well. Bit ashamed of that. A lot of it was denial, hitting out, angry, not physically, but more passive aggressive towards my wife. I do remember being in the loft and just out of nowhere breaking down. Couldn't really stop crying about it, even though there was nothing wrong. But I'd never been through anything like this in my life before. I'd been at school where I knew people were autistic, but to me at that point, it was the end of the world when it really wasn't.
I think at that stage of the journey, we had very little information about what autism is and what to expect. So when Bub got his diagnosis, we didn't know what that was going to mean for him, for our family life, and it was a big shock, I think, for that reason.
Yeah, well, they're just me in my own head thinking I've got a defective child, who can't stop whacking his head on the wall, thinking what have I done wrong, to contribute towards that? Was it me as a bit of a rubbish dad in the way I was when he was a baby? Were there things I did during the pregnancy that caused it? So it was all that sort of initial
I had that
self-loathing that I'd done something wrong
when you hadn't.
It's just one of those things at the end of the day. And
as a mum, and obviously carrying my children, again, I did think, was it something to do with the pregnancy? Did I maybe do something wrong? But the thing is, there is nothing wrong with autism.
No.
So
again, it's that lack of knowledge, especially on my part.
Lack of knowledge at that point. They all got diagnosed in a very short time frame.
Oh, it was quite an intense period of time.
It was within 12 months. So Bub got diagnosed in the December. Bear got diagnosed 4 weeks later in the January.
Yeah.
And then Bob got diagnosed that following December. So it's within a 12-month period. Yeah,
and it all sort of clicked together as, oh, okay, this is an answer really, and sort of put us into drive of, right, what's the next step? So, based on what we just discussed, let's get a bit of community engagement going along. So, we want to know what you first thought when you found out about your child or loved one with autism diagnosis. So, drop a comment in the comment section below and we'll all have a look through it. Right, so let's move on. What to do first then? With your initial suspicions of something is a little bit out of the ordinary.
So the initial stages is to start some sort of investigation going, whether that be through your GP, dependent on the age of your autistic person. It could be done through school and reaching out to a Senko.
You might find as well you get resistance and a bit of pushback when you're trying to engage this for the first time, because they might say, oh, we've got no suspicion. That's not their decision. It's your decision as parents, if you feel something's out of the norm, to push for it. And you've got to remember at the end of the day, you've got to fight every minute, every day to push these things, because no one's going to do it apart from you. So, starting with your GP, your health visitor, or Senko if they're at school.
Yeah.
That's one of the first sort of steps you need to engage in to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, and track. You know, we mentioned previously about writing things down and
keeping diaries.
Yeah.
You need to be able to evidence it all as well, and to go back and say, well, no, I've got a list of reoccurring patterns here that I can prove and show you. So that's why it's beneficial, not only for your own record as well, but actually use it as proof as well when you're trying to get these things going. So what we wish we'd known. So looking back, we don't regret asking any question, we regret waiting to ask. The delay we made initially actually was quite long, wasn't it? From our initial suspicion, we actually did pump the brakes a little bit before we even brought the attention of the GP.
Yeah.
So I think the first initial base point of contact was with the nursery, with Bub, wasn't it? That was the first sort of inkling.
I think you are right.
As in the first sort of step to taking it official and getting the ball rolling was down there.
With assessments.
But it was the delay that we, wish we would have
picked up on sooner. Well, not picked up on, but addressed.
Yeah.
Addressed sooner. That's yeah.
Obviously, as well, remember the diagnosis of it isn't the end. It's the beginning of understanding it and helping you gain those techniques to be able to parent your child accordingly.
Yeah, and build your tribe, whether that's online, local support, even videos like these.
Yeah, your support is what you need with it, and it's not a crutch. It's just what you need as people. You need to be able to talk about it with other people. If you bottle it up, you're going to explode. So, like-minded people, find a group that's near you, go and have a chat with them, because you're not the only one going through it, and it's not a terrible thing to be going through.
And celebrate the little wins. Next episode, we're digging into how to actually start the referral process, what happens, how long it takes, and what to expect while you wait.
So subscribe if this helped, or if you're just Googling autism signs at 3 a.m. and ended up here, you're in good company. So see you next time.
Bye.